6 months later, we did that with his help. I want to tell you this, and I can say it with a certainty. Every single significant nugget that I have received over the last 18 months that has made a radical, transformational shift in my business to help me to go the next leg of the journey, and the reason why I've been able to achieve the rank of 2-star ambassador where I am right now is because of the gentleman that you're about to hear from. I would like it if you would honor both him and me by standing to your feet and giving him an ovation. Mr. Brannon East, all the way from Cartersville, Georgia, as he comes to the front of the room.
Man, y'all keep standing. This feels good. I'm just kidding. Man, you know what the worst thing about speaking in front of a crowd is this mic. I cannot stand. You know, it's like when you walk in or it's like, what do you do with this thing? I need one of these that just kind of sits right there. Guys, thanks for coming out, and I appreciate it. Thanks, Nate. I owe you a bunch of money for that introduction. But what Nate didn't tell you is we did meet over 18 years ago. And guys, can I take a few more minutes than possible because I want to tell you this story, because he kind of let you hang. So we got a little time. I'm only going to speak for about 2 hours anyway. I'm only going to about 2 hours and 15 minutes, and we'll be out of here. I promise. What Nate didn't tell you is when we met, is he also had a very, very good-looking sister. So Nate and I became friends, but he also had a good-looking sister. So actually, his sister and I started dating, and that kept me around for a long time, and we ended up, you know, she was crazy or whatever. I'm not going to do that. And so I met, I got to meet, have all y'all met Robin? Nate's a lovely bride. And she's just not wonderful. She has a sister. And she was just as good looking, but she was just as crazy. So we ended up not working that out. But we almost, Nate, almost twice were brothers, and I don't know if that happens often, but that was good. That was good times. We had a real good time. But guys, y'all didn't come here to hear how I was almost their Ridgeway in the Ridgeway family. So I won't bother you with those stories. But guys, thank you for coming out so much. About 3 years ago, last month, I took a look at this opportunity. Nate kind of told you what we did. We kind of cut it up and said, hey, we're not going to do this. You know, probably some of you guys here tonight are going, no way. There's no way. That's the hardest thing I've ever seen. Who wants to get healthy, right? Nobody wants to get healthy in America, right? It's only a $66 billion a year industry, right? Nobody wants to get healthy. So when we were nudging each other and we took a look at this, and the one thing that really stuck out to my mind was this right here. The CEO of our company named Ryan Blair. If you haven't heard about him, look him up. He's a dynamic individual. We were there for almost the same reasons. Ryan Blair got in this industry because he's seen the numbers. And I'm kind of a numbers guy. I come from a background of real estate. I owned 5 different businesses when I got started doing this. I owned a franchise, restaurant as well, a tax office, payroll service, real estate office, and a management company all at the same time. So I'm one of those guys that had all the time in the world, right? I had no time for this business, okay? But what happened was that Ryan Blair said, you know what? 87% of our country is overweight. 62% of those are obese. Well, guys, let that stick in your mind for a second and let it formulate. Because that's 7 out of 10 people wanting or needing some type of transition in their life. Okay? Now let's back up. I own 5 different businesses. What happened in 07 and 08? Anybody affected by what we call the economy nowadays? A few of you were, 1 or 2. Man, I can see your whole face just went, whoa. I tell you what, my wife and I would always say is we had the pretty little house and the white picket fence around it. Anybody had that? You know, just living the life, living the dream. I tell you what, it was nice. We were selling a lot of real estate. Real estate was pumping where I was at. I think we ended up selling like 83 houses in 10 months one year, and it was great. And then the economy happened. Well, what happened to us was some of you can relate to, but we had over $100,000 stole from us from a bad business deal that we had my partner stole. Anybody ever been stolen from? It ain't fun. Okay, some of you guys can relate to this story. Living the dream, having the toys. You know, we didn't have any kids, so we had lots of toys, right? So not kids, we had big boy toys, right, as my wife likes to call them. And about after 07, the beginning of 08, after we found out that my accountant / business partner had stolen over $100,000 from us, we went from owning 11 houses to 0. We went from owning a beautiful house with a white picket fence to living in my in-laws' house. We went from driving 2 beautiful cars to driving nothing because they got taken from us. Harley Davidson, brand new. Any Harley fans in here? I know I look like a bad Harley rider, don't I? They'll make you feel like one anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, that was stripped from us, and you know, it's one of those things when you look at life. You know, what are you going to do? You have choices. You know, we were sitting there filing bankruptcy. You know, and I hate to say it, but you know, we went through a bad bankruptcy. We couldn't afford the debt that we had accumulated and a bad business partner deal. But I'm happy to say we flew out. The rest of the story real quick is we flew out, took a look at this, and I thought 7 out of 10 people. At that point in my life, nutrition was not the forefront of my mind. Because we just found out when I flew out my wife was pregnant. So not only are we going through that, now I've got a pregnant wife at home that I've got to try to you know, survive and make money for. And so what we did was Nate and I flew out there, and yes, I decided I was going to go to work because of why. Had to. 7 out of 10 people wanted or needed a product. What was I thinking about? I need to make some money. I don't care, guys, if it was widgets and 7 out of 10 people were buying. I wanted to be selling them because I know I could do that, right? You can stand on a street corner, hold up a sign. If 7 out of 10 people are buying something, you're going to make some money. That was it for me, guys. Can we be honest? I was only honest, right? But what happened during that time is we didn't have the Body by Buy Challenge. We didn't have the press play videos. We didn't have 4 magazines that we've been in. I didn't know she was here. I have ADD too. Sorry. Sorry. We didn't have 4 magazines. We weren't about to be a $1 billion company, the first one ever, right, in North American sales alone. We didn't have that. We didn't have a CEO that was on a major, every major news anchor television station. We didn't have a CEO that was a #1 best-selling author. We didn't have that, guys. But what we did have, right, was a vision, it was a dream, and we knew that there was people out there that needed more. Well, I let my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my brother-in-law, all 3 try the shakes, right? Has everybody done that before? Man, just try these, try these, try these. Well, it all changed for me when my mother-in-law called me one night and said, man, you know, I've been doing this for about 90 days now, right after the challenge started, and I've lost 29 pounds. Man, I thought, wow, that makes me feel good. My father-in-law calls me and says, I'm pulling jeans out of my closet that I haven't worn in 3 years. See what starts to take form here? Started slowly becoming a reality. It wasn't all about the money, right? Now people are starting to get changed. People are starting to go through that transformation. And it was my brother-in-law that had open heart surgery at 26 years old. He was 330 pounds. He was 6 foot tall. The doctor said, you're going to die if you don't get the weight off. He started taking the product, and in 90 days, he lost over 55 pounds. The doctor said, I don't care what you're doing. You better keep doing it. It became a reality real quick to my wife and I that we were on a journey to help a lot of people. So we set forth after that, and we said, you know what? We're going to see how many people we can transform. We're going to see how many lives that we can change, both financially, spiritually, and physically. So we set on that journey, and we've had one heck of a ride. We've been in for 3 years now. It took us about 15 days to qualify for the BMW. 9 months after getting started, my wife walked away from her job as a pregnant woman and never had to go back. So job offer. Guys, and I just want you to know you can believe in anything. Okay? We just had the belief that we could do it, and we knew if we took a lot of people with us, we couldn't help but make it. And that's what we did. A good friend of mine said, by Zig Ziglar, he said this right here. He said, I'd rather have the efforts of 1% of 100 men than 100% of my own. We set out, we had a vision, we had a goal to help a lot of people. And that's what we did. And it's turned into quite an income. So I'm happy to report today we're back in the same home that we lost. We got our house back. I drove my free BMW to bankruptcy court. And now my wife is an ambassador, and I'm a 2-star ambassador, so we get to double dip. So, and if any of you guys would like to know those nuggets on how we did that, come back tomorrow. So we'll be back here tomorrow, and I'll tell you some of those nuggets on how to build this business and how to transform your lives. Because, guys, I have a lot of people ask me, and in closing, they tell me this, Brandon, it just seems so hard. I mean, what you do is so hard. I mean, you got to talk to people. I mean, you got to pick up the phone. I'm like, man, you know what? You know what seems hard to me? Getting up at 5:30 every single morning because you got an alarm clock buzzing in your ear. getting your kids up for school in the morning, making sure they get on the bus, fixing them breakfast, going to a job that you absolutely hate. Everybody got a job they love? I mean, some of you can. I mean, there's jobs. You do, right? What if you didn't have to go there? What if you got paid because that was your job was getting paid doing what you love, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing people love their job until you offer them $100,000 a month, and then they don't want to work there anymore. You wouldn't work there anymore for $100,000 a month. So your job is optional, right? Okay. So guys, what seems hard to me is that 5:30 in the morning, that getting up every single day, going to the job that you absolutely hate, working with people that you really don't want to be around anyway, right? For the next 35 years. And for what? A couple $100 a month? Man, that seems hard to me. I get up when my son, my 2.5-year-old, goes, I'm ready to get up. That's when I get up. My wife and I both. That's our alarm clock now. Guys, this right here can totally transform you if you allow it. Whatever you're looking for, I don't know if you came here for just a health goal, and if you do, man, I hope that you get on this product and you take it and it does everything that you want it to do. Because, guys, this can absolutely change you physically. You heard some of the stories here. My wife lost over 42 pounds. I've lost over 19 pounds. I blew my knee out in January training for a 10K. I ran my first 5K in December. I hated running. I mean, seriously, running has got to be the most boringest thing in the world. Unless somebody's chasing you and then you just hide through it. So, but guys, I started training for a 5K. Ended up doing it. Placed third in my 5K that I ran, the very first one. Blew my knee out. 90 days later, I could not run. Doctor's orders. I didn't believe in taking medicine. I'm on the ward with Nate back there. I'm not going to take all these pills to help do what that pill did to you, and then help that pill what it did to you to cure that. So I told my doctor, my massage therapist, that I wasn't going to take pain pills. I wasn't going to do any of that. I want massages. I want to adjust it. I want to do it the natural way. I ran my fastest 5K last week that I'd ever run before, and it took me 90 days. It took me 2 weeks to get back there. Now I'm training for a new 10K. But guys, I just want to tell you, you can do anything that you want to do. Take this challenge to wherever you want to. If you're sitting there tonight and you want that transformation financially, it can happen. I mean, imagine taking a product that absolutely is changing the face of the planet. Over 160,000 people joined just last month. At some point, it becomes a clue, right? You've got a product that somebody can get for free. All they have to do is help 3 other people. Guys, being in a business, there's no risk. Absolutely no risk. It's a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee, guys. We're going to talk more about this tomorrow, but you can literally take somebody who needs a financial change or needs a physical change and show them how to make money, no risk, and how to lose weight or get that health back they want for absolutely free and make an income at the same time. So guys, we've got something very, very, very special here. I invite you I invite you all to come back tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow. We're going to give you those nuggets that you need to build your business. You're going to see how Mr. Nate Ridgway in 18 months turned a retirement into he was already retired, but he didn't need the money, but now I guess he's liking it. You're welcome, brother. I'm just kidding. No, we're having a good time tomorrow, guys, but I appreciate you coming out tomorrow. We're going to drop a lot of nuggets. We're going to be around here, so I think the DJ's going to crank some music up, and thank you guys so much. I welcome you to the challenge, and if you're number 3 and you want to promote with us, guys, get with the person who brought you, and let's get all your questions answered. Don't leave here tonight until you get your questions answered, because Nate and I could have left L.A. and not got our questions answered, and guess where we would probably be? I don't know where we would be. I'm just glad I got my questions answered, and we made that choice. So, guys, I welcome you to the team. If it's for you, if you're 1, 2, or 3, welcome. Thank you so much, guys.